Eastern with NFL Game Day Morning.
Bucks are the Super Bowl champs.
A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles.
Oh, how quickly things can change. The last two Super Bowl champs face off Sunday with their seasons hanging in the balance. We'll let you know who's more likely to turn it around. Plus, the Bills and Chiefs seem to be on a collision course for a playoff rematch. Michael Irvin will tell you which other AFC team could spoil the party. And Kurt, what makes the Dolphins' offense so explosive?
They're filled with GCPs, game-changing porpoises.
Insightful stuff. Find out the rest of Kurt's analysis in Warner's Corner. All that and much more Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Time for Sunday Preview presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. We're going to focus on the Sunday night football matchup between Tennessee and Kansas City. Got to pick who or what will be the difference maker in the Titans-Chiefs game. Peter.
You know, Derrick Henry has had his way with the Chiefs in recent years, and it was a regular season game, and then he got going early in the playoff game, and the Chiefs took it up. But I think Nick Bolton, the linebacker for the Chiefs, going head-to-head with Derrick Henry is going to be a battle I will be watching. Bolton was all over the field 2 weeks ago when they beat the 49ers, and that run game was given so much hype and what they were going to do to them, and then they did nothing because the Chiefs' defense came to play. I think Bolton versus Henry, that's what I'm watching. If you could bottle up Derrick Henry, I don't see Malik Willis going throw for throw, and I certainly don't see an injured Tannehill going throw for throw if he goes instead versus Mahomes. So Nick Bolton with this crazy dance techno music, that's my pick. I'm saying Nick Bolton is the man to watch.
I expect nothing less. You've been talking Nick Bolton since before the season. Wore the jersey on the reveal. I love that. I'm staying on the defensive side of the ball as well. I'm going with Jeffrey Simmons, the big defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. Patrick Mahomes is a problem. This guy has 5.5 sacks, only behind Quinnen Williams, and Chris Jones is going to be on the other side. I want to see how this guy performs. Last year they played against the Rams, who Aaron Donald was on the other side. He had 3 sacks in that game. He's being mentioned amongst the best defensive tackles in the NFL, coming up on a new contract that's going to be needed soon. I want to see what this guy does and how he's able to slow down Patrick Mahomes in this Kansas City Chiefs offense.
Chiefs coming off a bye, they feel like they want to reestablish their significance in the AFC. Mike Vrabel, though, the Titans are an underdog since becoming the head coach at Tennessee. He's 20-10 when he's an underdog. So he kind of thrives in this situation, but who's his quarterback? Who's trotting out there for him under center? Ryan Tannehill was not a participant in practice yesterday. He did not play last weekend due to an ankle and an illness. Malik Willis, is he the guy? Like, you can't go to Kansas City and just get eaten up at Arrowhead. I mean, and that any quarterback that waltzes in there, if they've been having a so-so season, has a chance to just be walking into an absolute buzzsaw. If the Titans have a chance, they got to keep the ball. They got to be smart with their possessions. Can't cough it up on any part of the field against the Kansas City defense because they will just turn right back around on offense and make you pay for it. So whoever that quarterback is, you got to make a name for yourself here. Tannehill, if you're going to redirect your season, this is the opportunity. Malik Willis could be a shot to make a headline for yourself.
Yeah, Kansas City's a tough place to play. I feel like everybody feels like an underdog when you go in there and you hear that noise on third down. Andy Reid, coming off a bye week, he's pretty darn good too. So I think for the Chiefs, they're looking at this like, hey, all right, we got to come out and start fast. But I'm looking at Mike Vrabel and the defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen, right? When you look at this Tennessee Titans defense, look, I think the challenge is on them, but it's not something that they haven't done before. You go back to last year, week 7, dude, they put a thumping on the Chiefs' offense. They did not allow a single touchdown. The Chiefs had 3 points in this game. They sacked Patrick Mahomes 4 times. To your point, J-Mac, I think Jeffrey Simmons, there's Bud Dupree. They're getting after him. They harassed him. It did not look like the offense that we saw last week, last time with 423 yards passing. Mahomes throwing the ball away. So this Titans defense, they had him rattled. They had him out of the pocket, throwing the ball away. This was not a well-oiled offense like we're used to seeing. So I'm looking at this defense. Can they do that? Can they replicate that? Can they use some of those same fronts and coverages and blitzes and see, hey, can you guys put out the fire? Because last year they didn't, and they got thumped.
Both these teams sitting at 5-2, Peter. I'm specifically thinking about the Chiefs' 2 losses so far this season. They feel like they're like the least talked about losses by a team because they were warranted.
Bizarre Indianapolis game. Chris Jones
loss.
gets a call for a rough in the pass. Yes. That was garbage. And then obviously the Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills play him. So, I look at the Chiefs, they could very easily be 7-0 right
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And then the Titans on the flip side, like to start out the way that they did, why have they been playing? How have they played their way into this situation?
They're playing good ball right now the way they do, and I think that's one of the more intriguing things about this game. You have Kansas City with Mahomes, who throws the ball all over the lot, and then we look at the Tennessee Titans. They won the game last week. Derrick Henry 200 yards. Malik Willis threw 10 passes. That's it, 10 passes. So it's like whose style of play is going to come up on top?
They've played
Which
a bunch.
one is going to prevail? They have.
You go back to the COVID season. You go back before that.
Playoffs.
Like the playoffs. The Titans, they have a recipe, and they're not scared to go into Arrowhead. They've beaten them in Arrowhead, and Derrick Henry eats when he plays the Chiefs, so it's a good challenge.
And Patrick Mahomes, well aware, asked about it several times.